Welcome to the Just Thinkin' PE vlog. I'm going to talk a little bit today about the book Wonder. This book has been a part of our lives in our house for the last, 2 years. It started when my oldest daughter was in the 4th grade and she read the book as a part of schoolwork, and I read the book along with her, which helped with accountability and opened up doors to lots of discussion. So if you've never done that with your child, not just the book Wonder, but any book, I encourage you to do that with your child. And then we went as a family and saw the movie, and then most recently my stepdaughter is reading as a part of her schoolwork as well. So it keeps coming back. And this movie, if you've never seen it, one of the take-homes that I find from this movie is just be nice. And I think as physical educators, we're uniquely positioned in schools because we see every kid to really send this message. And someone once said to cultivate kindness. And I think that's essential, that we have to start thinking about these things. And I think we don't get to do this and to help kids learn this without building relationships. And I've heard it said, and I think there's some statistics on this as well, that probably the single most important factor in a child's experiences at schools are the relationships they build. And some of those relationships, and hopefully a lot of those relationships, are with us as physical educators. So I think we're uniquely positioned, and I think we have to do that. And so some ideas for building relationships. I think we have to, it's easy, frankly, to build relationships, especially with kids, is get to know them beyond just the surface. So that's the kid in my 3rd class, and he was a behavior problem, or he's a quiet kid, or he's gifted, or just a great kid. I encourage you to look beyond that. Ask them about themselves. If you've ever sat on an airplane and asked someone about themselves, you'll know that most human beings like to talk about themselves, and kids are no different. And know their lives. Know their lives beyond sometimes what you really want to know. You'll find out some things that are shocking. Their lives are probably not like yours and not like your upbringing, so it helps us to do that. Another part of building relationships, I think, with kids is listen, and really listen. Some of you that know me know that this is something I struggle with. I'm not a very good listener. I work on it on a daily basis, and especially when I'm teaching and I've got this to cover and this to cover, and little Joey wants to tell me about what his day was, and I need to make time for that. And I think it's important that we do really listen and repeat back what they said. That's one thing that helps me, is I repeat back what someone said. Otherwise, my mind drifts off and I'm not really listening to what they're saying. And then another thing that's big in education right now, and I think it's a good thing, is this whole idea of student voice and asking them, and asking them, and then really caring about it and implementing and really reflecting on what they're saying. Because I think if we give students that voice, it starts to create a culture that they're valued and their perspectives are valued. And other ways to incorporate relationships is doing icebreakers so kids develop relationships with each other. We have to teach people how to do this. Doing cooperative activities early in the year, or now if you've never done them. And I think if we have this on the front of our mind, I need relationships, it will help tremendously in helping, again, cultivating this kindness that we really need in schools and our society. And in kind of closing, I know we have standards. I know there are GLOs. But I think compassion is something that we could really start cultivating in PE every day. Not just, oh, this is our compassion unit. No, it's every day. And not just part of a lesson. This is something we foster constantly. And borrowing from Roosevelt, he said that kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I believe this to the bottom of my toes, that that's extremely important. And we have to let the kids know we care. And we do that with things like knowing their name, knowing who they are, smiling, etc. I'd love to hear your ideas and what you're thinking, and hear how you want to build relationships in physical education. Thrive.